Hi everyone, this is Stacy. I am back again today finally with another Cricut Explore video. I know it's been quite some time since my last one and I am super excited to get the machine up and running. And I thought for today's video we would go ahead and make a Make It Now project. So you want to go to your computer and go to cricut.com/design and you're going to see this screen here. You then want to go over here on the left hand side on that little green box where it says log in. Click on that and enter in your email and your password here. And this is going to be our step-by-step video like it always is, so I'm not sure how long this is going to be. Now you can verify you're logged in by seeing your name now up here in that green box. This screen here is where you're going to find all the Make It Now projects, and there's quite a few new ones that have been added since I've been on here last. And today we're making a little Valentine Day mailbox. So to narrow our search down a little bit, I'm going to go on my right-hand side here where it says All Categories. Click on that and then go down to where it says Kid Crafts. And you're going to see here there's a little Valentine Day mailbox there that you just decorate a little shoebox with. I'm going to scroll down and find the one I liked. And it's right here. There's a little mailbox there and there's that one there. We're going to make this one today. Maybe we'll come back and make that one in a future video. Let's go ahead and click on that. It's called the Love You Valentine mailbox. It brings up a preview window. Now this is a free project if you are in the subscription plan, which I am. So you see our preview. There's the image there. Then right below that is a little dot. You can click on that for another angle. Now we're not going to make our box as complex as this one is. We're going to kind of keep it pretty simple to make the video a little bit shorter. But you see here the description, it tells you the box size is 7.5 inches tall. So it's a pretty good size box. But also down here it says for help with assembly, refer to the online digital handbook. That's a link you can click on. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to bring up a new tab with directions or a guide on how to put the box together because it's a little bit confusing. So you want to scroll down and find the one that we're working with. And you can see here that's the other mailbox. And this is the one we're working with. A lot of pieces, and it looks kind of daunting, but it's really not that bad to put together. I'm going to close this out because I already have my save down here. I just took a screenshot of it down here. All right, so I'm going to minimize that. Let's go back to our project. Now under materials, it tells you need a boatload of cardstock. And again, we're going to minimize this as well. It tells you need a high quality printer cardstock to print the greeting there. My printer is broken, so I can't print. So we're just going to delete that piece and maybe just use a stamp or something on there. You need 3 pieces of aqua colored cardstock, 2 pieces of the aqua dot pattern cardstock, 1 pink cardstock, a pink grid pattern paper, a white pattern paper, button, ribbon, hot glue, a glue gun, sewing machine, and thread. You don't need all that. Like I said, we're going to keep it pretty simple. All right, so first we're going to go down here under Customize and click on that. So we can kind of see what it's going to look like on our mat and then customize it to our colors to where we can see how it's going to cut. So give this a second to boot up and load. All right, so there's all of our pieces. Now, as I mentioned, this belly band here, I'm not going to be cutting that out. So I'm going to just click on it and hit delete on my keyboard. I am using my Mac, but I think the steps are the same if you're using a PC, okay? So just highlight the item and then click delete on the keyboard. It'll go away. Now, what I want to do, this piece here, like I mentioned, is a printable. I don't want that to print, so I'm going to have the item selected, go to my layer panel, and right here you'll see a little button that says unflatten. Go ahead and click on that. I'm going to close that out, and what that does is it's going to separate that white piece here and then that piece there. The white piece I also don't want to cut out, so I'm going to hit delete on that as well. Have it highlighted, hit delete. Now this one is still connected or be able to print, so have that one selected and go back to your layer panel and click on unflatten again. What that did is separated our letters, so I can take this piece away and that one away, and then take my left mouse button holding it down, drag it across the text there, and hit delete. All right. But if you look back at our layer panel, the little icon here, it tells you it's going to be printing those pieces out. We don't want them to print, we want them to cut. So I'm going to go where it says the printer icon, click on the printer icon rather, and then change that to be cut. Do the same thing for the other little red piece there. Click on the printer and change that to cut. Okay, so if you have something that you don't want to print, you just change the icon from print to cut. All right. All right, so now we have all of our pieces. Now we need to figure out what goes where. So I'm going to bring back the little diagram that we had to see our pieces. Now you can see that we have the arch right there. That's going to be the left and right side of the mailbox. The other pieces are the front part of the mailbox. I want to make my mailbox be 3 colors, a red color, a pink color, and white. I want the side of my mailbox, this piece right here, to be a dark red, And the front part of my mailbox, these pieces here, to be a light pink. And then the box down here will be a white color. All right, so let's go minimize that and change our colors. So I'm going to click on this piece here first. And I'm going to need to right click on that to ungroup it so I can grab those hearts out of my way. Go back and grab the heart, move that over there, and take that heart as well. Okay, just move off to the side of your screen. We're going to work on those pieces in a minute. Okay, so move all those over. Now again, these pieces here are the left and right side of the mailbox, which I want to be a color red. I'm going to click on the image there, go to my layer panel, and you can always tell where your image is because once you have it selected on your mat, it'll be selected in or highlighted in your layer panel. So you can see down here it tells that little gray area. That tells me that's the item I'm clicking on. I'm going to change the color of that to be a red color. So I'm going to click on the green icon. It brings up your color window. And just change that to be red. Okay, I'm going to close my layer panel out. You see now it's now red. I'm going to do the same thing for that other piece in the back. Click on that. Click on the other one in the back. Go to your layer panel again. And again, you'll see where it's highlighted. And click on that icon and change the color to be a red. All right, so now they're going to be printed, or I'm going to use red cardstock for those pieces. Now these two over here and these two over here are the side parts, or the front and back part of your box. This is the front. That's the back. I want to have them be cut out in a pink cardstock, but for video purposes, I'm going to select it and change the color to be yellow. Only because the red and pink are really close. So I have that selected. I want to find it in my layer panel. So just going to search for that little gray box right there. Change the color of that to be a yellow color. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with this green one down here. Select that. I can see right here where it's gray, so I know I'm on the right piece. Change that to be yellow. So that side's done. Now I want to work on this side over here. So I'm going to grab that one just by clicking on it. I see where it's grayed out here. Click on the image and change it to be yellow. And then the one up here, click on that, find it in your layer panel and change that to be yellow as well. All right, so now we have the front and back, or the front and back and size of our box, the colors I want them to be cut out. Now we have these pieces down here. This is the box that you're going to put your little Valentine treats in. You're not really going to see it a whole lot, but I want this to be cut out in white. So I'm going to click on that, go back to my layer panel, and I see all my pieces here. So just click on each one and change each one of those to be white, or whatever color you want. Okay, if you want to make your box be all the same color, you can do that as well. All right, so I changed all those to white. That is done. Now I have the little heart pieces here. And then I have this piece and that piece. All right, this piece I want to put on the front of my mailbox. So I was going on to a pink piece, so I want this to be red. All right, so I'm going to have that selected. Go back to my layer panel, find that piece by finding it in the shadow area here. I see it there. I'm going to change that to be red. Close my layer panel out. And this piece that goes on top that we're going to stamp on, or you can write a to and from, we're going to leave that be white. The hearts as well, I want them to be on the front of my box, so I don't want them on the side where they're going to be red. I want to have them be red over here. So I have my heart selected, go back to my layer panel, and find my heart here and change it to be the color red, and my other heart as well. Okay, so now everything we did is just change our color so we can see what paper goes where. All right, so we're all good to go. Let's go ahead and hit go. My Cricut's turned on. My dial size is at cardstock. So now you see we have 6 mats. A lot more easier than having a gazillion mats like they mentioned. The one thing, the Cricut, even though it has a scoring tool that you can use, the design does not have a built-in score line. You can always go back and add that, but for video purposes, we're just going to go with it. All right, so we see our first mat here is red. It's going to cut that piece out, that layer, and the 2 hearts. Our second red mat will be that one. Our pink mat, like I said, I changed it to be yellow in the video, but we're going to be cutting it out in pink cardstock. So we need 2 pieces of pink cardstock, 12 by 12. Our other color is white, so we need 2 pieces of white cardstock. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit go. I'm going to load up my mat, cut all the pieces out, then meet you back at the table and put the box together. Alright guys, I have all of my pieces cut out. I did go ahead and change my colors out because I already made a box right here. This is what the finished box is going to look like. You can see it's a pretty good size mailbox, but I messed up my video, so we're going to redo it here. Alright, so what I have here are our 2 side panels, and this is in Mellow Mambo. And then I have the front and back. These are all done in Blushing Bride. the bottom pieces here. You're not going to see this part. This is done in So Saffron. All right. So let's go ahead and what I did first, I went and scored with my Simply Scored board where the tick marks are. I went and scored all those up. Okay, we're going to first go ahead and set all that aside and crease these up. Now I love the Cricut Explorer. I think it's a phenomenal machine. I love that it has a score tool that you can purchase and do all the scoring for you, but this design did not have that option, so you're kind of stuck with scoring it yourself, which I think is a kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. We can't change that, so I mean, you can always go in there and add a score line if you'd like, but here I'll just follow the directions the way the box was made to be together. Alright, so I'm scoring all these pieces up, and it's kind of, it's easy to put together and kind of not. You know, you really got to think about it before you do it. Alright, so these little guys here, I'm going to poke all them down, just kind of fold them with my finger on both sides. Okay, then kind of bring it down like that, and then scroll all those together. Do the same thing over here. All those. So now all of our pink ones are scored. That's going to do the same thing for these. Alright, that one's done. You're going to have 4 that are identical. Like I said, this is going to be the box on the inside. You're never going to see this part. If you want to use, you know, mismatched cardstock or cheap cardstock, you can. I do recommend, you know, using a good quality cardstock for the construction part of the box because it is a box. And you want it to be, you know, a heavyweight cardstock. So I do like the Stampin' Up! Cardstock. Of course, I am partial to that. Alright, so we have all that done. Alright, now if you notice in my box here, I went and cut off the legs. I didn't like them on there, so we're going to do that as well here. Just take your scissors and snip them off. Okay, if you want to figure out how to leave them on there, then you can do that. But for me, I'm just making it easier here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut them all off. Alright, that is done. Now we're going to work on our actual bottom part of the box first, okay? So we have our pieces, we have the 4, and then our flat piece. What we're going to do is take all these in the same direction, and you're going to put adhesive here. I'm going to be using my ATG gun. I do recommend a stronger adhesive, like a snail, or not a snail, like a sticky strip or a score tape. I'm going to line these up, make sure they're even with my score lines on the bottom and the top, make sure everything lines up. Okay, and give that a little squish. Move it along and put adhesive on this tab here. And grab your other piece, make sure all your flaps are going the same way. And get that one lined up, make sure you're even up top and the bottom. Okay, we have another little flap here. Okay, so this creates the base of our box. Alright, get that guy lined up and give it a little squish. Now what I want to do is take all these tabs and flip them towards me. Okay, I need to double check here, so give me 1 second to make sure I'm not going to mess up here. Yeah, is that correct, Stace? Let me think about it. I want adhesive on this part here, so you're going to take your box, you're going to put adhesive here. Is that right? Yes. I need to go in there and mark it. I'm kind of forming my box. I'm going to mark this down here, so I know that part I need adhesive all the way down. Alright. So put adhesive there, on that tab there, on this one, then also that one there, and then this tab here. Okay? Take your box and be careful you don't glue yourself together there, and line these up on the side. Make sure again you're even top and bottom, and give it a little bit of squish. Alright, so now we have our box like that. There are tabs here I glue on the inside, so kind of go ahead and fold them down to get them going. You're going to flip it over. Okay, make sure you're in a somewhat of a square position here. We already have glue down there. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. I'm putting it flush against the one end. The main thing, you want to make sure you get a square. Okay? If you're off a little bit, not a big deal. All right, then go ahead and take with your bone folder and just kind of push that down where your adhesive was. All right. Okay, so there's our box. I'm a little off, but you know what? It's okay. Alrighty, so we can set that aside. Now we have these pieces here. Now you're going to see we have this one here, and then this one here that has the two score marks and a tab, our little edge pieces, and then nothing on this one. The one that has only the two flaps here is going to get attached to that one here. Okay, you're going to take this, I'm going to flip it over and put adhesive on that side, that little tab, like that. Okay, make sure my folding is going the same direction there. And then line this one up at the bottom. Okay, that's going to form the front part of our box. Okay, so there's that, so you don't see the seams on the inside. Okay, now with this one here, I'm going to lay that down again, so all my flaps are going that way. I'm going to lay that, put adhesive on the flap here. Okay, and then line this one up at the bottom. And again, just double check, make sure you're even with your score marks, okay? Alrighty, and that one is done. So again, our seam's on the inside. Now the hardest part of this entire thing is attaching this piece. Alright, so what you're going to do, I'm going to put adhesive right here. I'm going to be using, what is this called? The 2A glue pen. Okay, only because it dries a little bit quicker. But I do recommend a stronger adhesive. Now I'm going to line these two up on the edge, like that. Okay, just get it lined up there. Don't worry about your tabs yet. Okay, I'm going to get it lined up where my edges meet, and I'm even on my bottom. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of let that sit there for a minute and give it a rub. Let the glue kind of make contact with the paper there. And get all the dirt off my thing at the same time. Alright, so make sure that's connected. Okay, and I think it's pretty good, our bond there. Okay, that's what that looks like there. Now you're going to go here and put glue on all these pieces. And I'm going to use this glue. Again, I may need to come back in because this glue dries pretty quick. Okay, I'm going to first grab that tab. Oop, I came undone. Redo. Okay, not a big deal. We can redo that real quick. Okay, I'll lay that guy back down there. Just get the flap on the inside. Make sure you're even with the bottom and straight. Okay, so again, you want to just make it, give it a second to make contact. I might go back and use my ATG tape on the other end because I'm not using a wet glue. Okay, I'm actually going to re-glue that. I'm just going to take my ATG gun and just run it all the way across the bottom here. Okay, the little tabs, that way I'm not going to worry about it drying and getting all goopy on me. Alright, so we have that. Hopefully that's attached now. It's not going to come undone on us. I think we're good. Alright, now you want to just take these guys and bring them in. Alright, and then I'm going to lay it down this way. And this is going to curve because you have the little tabs there. And just line the curve up on the curved part of that side of your box. Okay, so just take it. I just kind of do one at a time. Okay, just get your big old head in there and just go across one at a time. And it's not perfect, it's okay. I'm not really worried about getting it completely lined up, but the best I can. Okay, get that guy down there. Alright, so I have all that down. I'm going to go back with my bone folder. I think it's important to go in there with your bone folder and make sure all the glue is laying flat, all the adhesive. Okay, that way everything's going to stay down for us. Alright, so there's one side of our mailbox. Alright, now the hard part is to get glue on this guy. Should have did that first. Okay, so we're going to kind of rig this guy up here. I'm running my adhesive down that little flap there, and also down that flap there. Alright, so we have that. I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to line it up with my bottom. Okay, I'm not worried about the flaps. Just line this piece up at the bottom down here. Like that. Kind of hold it there. And then kind of finagle it to where you can get this piece laying down flat. Okay, I'm going to hold that down and kind of go in there. Just again, just reinforce that glue. Okay, make sure it's making contact. Alright, and then the same thing. We're going to lay this one down this way. Take our little tabs and run them along the top part here. Okay, so I'm going to do one tab at a time here. Okay, so I got that guy down. Oh, come on. Come back out there. I missed you. Okay. So this is the hardest part. And I think the glue you use will make a difference. You know, I do recommend like a Scotch quick dry glue, not this this one because it dries too quick. And the score tape or the red tape, I do recommend that for the straight edges. For this part here, it'll be a nightmare. Because if you mess up, you can't go back in there and fix it, you know. Alright, so I got them down there. This guy's giving me a little bit of issue. I might need to go back in there with a little bit of wet glue real quick. I might have missed that with my ATG gun there. Alright, so go back in there and kind of just, I'm going to hold them there to make contact. Put the lid back on this guy. Alright, so there's the one part, the one side of our mailbox. Okay, pretty cute, right? I have a little bit of adhesive there, but not a big deal. We can kind of wipe that off. Okay, and get this guy back down there. He's not sticking for me. Just give it a second. Okay, hopefully they're good. Alright, so there's the one side. Now we have to worry about this side here. Alright, so what I'm going to do, now I'm going to explain what I'm going to do here. Okay, let me set this aside. This is the one I made earlier. The directions, like that screenshot I showed you where you click on the link, it tells you to put glue on this piece here, on these two flaps and these two flaps. These two flaps are a nightmare because if you glue them down, I did glue them down and now it's kind of stuck. Okay, and the idea is you push this down and you put your little message in and you close it. Okay, but for little ones, for my little ones anyway, they would pull it. Okay, they would definitely pull on it, would come undone, and be all yucky. So in my demo one I made earlier, I went and cut them all off, the entire thing. Okay, I kept these pieces. I just cut here and here. And what that did, it makes it a lot easier now. Okay, so it looks like a mailbox, but it's open all the way. They can get their hand in there and grab their treats or whatever they want to put in there. I think that way is easier, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, but if you want to go ahead and mess with those things, you can. But like I said, I don't like them because, you know, you have to use a really strong glue. You have to get it in there when you have to make it. The minute you touch it down there, it's going to stay there. So if you mess up and put it in the wrong spot, you're kind of stuck. So we're going to go ahead and cut these guys off. Okay, I'm leaving these tabs on my longer piece. Just these tabs here I'm cutting off, okay? And that's what I like about the Make It Now projects. You can make it your own and make it now at the same time. Alright, so I'm going to cut these guys off. And it makes it for a much easier box in the long run, okay? Alright, so now we have our seams there, so we want to put our adhesive here and here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and with my ATG gun again on the little flap there on both sides. Okay, I went and messed up there. Alright, now we can take this piece here. We have our adhesive there. Bring our box, and it's a little bit easier now because you don't have all that other stuff to worry about. I'm going to kind of fold this down, lining up my bottom with the side. Okay, so my bottom is straight. I can come in here and get my bottom or my side lined up there. I'm going to fold it down. Okay, make sure that glue's making contact there. Okay, this piece I can't do that on, but that's okay. Alright, so I got my adhesive there. I'm going to fold it down again, lining up my bottom, make sure my box is straight. Okay, then pushing this one in and making sure you're even there. Okay, that's a little bit hard because your glue's going to make contact. So if you need to just go in there and finagle with it a little bit. Okay, undo it a little bit. I mean, ATG is a little bit forgiving. Okay. I'm going to kind of just pinch that close because I really can't go in there. Actually, I can. I'm going to flip it on its side. And there's my bone folder and just give it a little bit of rub again. Alright, so there's our basic mailbox. Like I said, I got glue there. Not a big deal. I can just rub that right off. Okay, so there's our mailbox there. And I can see, fold this guy down. Okay, and this is going to go in there. Easy peasy. No one will know. Alright, now you take this piece. That's your box. Now, since we have a big opening here, I do recommend going around here and putting glue around the edges so your box can stay in there. They're going to put this through the bottom. Okay, and get all them little flaps in there. Just go ahead and push this up. I kind of just tan it down and push my mailbox down. And I'm stuck on a tab over here somewhere. Right there. Okay, so there we have that. So there's our box, little box. Isn't that adorable? Really cute. And you can see I'm a little off, so I would definitely put glue on that side if you want to. And then there's your mailbox. Okay, now let's go ahead and jazz at the front. Alright, so we had them pieces that we cut out. We have the hearts here and our other hearts. I messed up my coloring. This is actually crushed curry. It's supposed to be so saffron, but we'll pretend it's so saffron. And I took my gel pen and just kind of went around the edges a little bit. We're going to take this guy, put adhesive on the back of him. Okay, we're going to bring that to the front of our box, and I'm going to bring this open so I can go in there and press this down. I'm actually going to take the bottom of my box out. I'm just going to do that. Take the bottom out real quick. Okay, just so I can get in there and really push this guy down there. I'm going to flip him over and give him a little rub with my hand. Alright, now we have our hearts. Actually, these hearts were extra. Okay, we have these hearts here. Alright, so I have my Happy Valentine's. I just wrote it on there with my metallic pen again. I'm going to take a few dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to use 4, I think. All this work, you don't want anything coming apart, right? Okay, go ahead and take the backing off of these guys. And like I said, I'm using all Stampin' Up! Paper. The pink was Blushing Bride. This pink was Blushing Bride. The darker pink was Melon Mambo, one of my favorite pink colors. And this here is So Saffron. Alright, so layer that together on top. Okay, and again, I'm going to get it where you like it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Flip it over and give it a squish. Alright. Now we have our 2 little hearts here, and I would go in there with my gel pen and kind of jazz them up a little bit. But for video's sake, we're just going to call it done here. Okay, put 1 here. And you can most certainly make this for anything you want. It doesn't need to be a Valentine's Day mailbox. It can be whatever. It can be a treat box for the dogs. You know, it's light enough, or you know, if you use a heavier cardstock. Hang on, AT Gestures there. Like a heavier cardstock like Stampin' Up, it's durable enough to where it'll hold a few dog treats. And you can put the dog's name on there, or the kids can put it in their room, or what have you. Okay. And again, flip it over so I can give them a little rub, make sure my hearts don't come wailing off. Let's go ahead and put our bottom back on. Like I said, I wasn't perfectly square. You know, you can see my square is not perfect. So I would definitely go in there with a wet glue and glue all around my edges. Then kind of plop that in there so it'll stay secure in there for us. And not be all wonky. Okay? And then this just closes. Isn't that cute? I think it's really fun. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, I like this way much easier, especially for little ones, because they're going to be in and out. And, you know, it just functions better that way. And it still looks like a mailbox, right? It doesn't look anything different than this one. But this one, like I said, if you glue that down, it's going to be a nightmare. This one already here is already coming undone. See that? And this one is going to come undone eventually. So I do like the idea of just cutting those little end pieces off, and you can just close it like a split like that. But there you have it. Our Make It Now project Valentine's Day box. Any questions at all, guys, please let me know. Sorry the video was so long. But as I said, it was, I don't edit my videos. But if you have any questions, please let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.